This video was about a simple maxed out steam generator design, but the final build ended up looking something like this. So welcome back to the channel guys. In this one, I want to show you how to make this factory looking setup which will house all of your boilers, the steam generator and also the fuel assembly for this entire thing. Now this video is a bit long, so make sure to use the timestamps in the description and all the mod links are also there. So without any further ado, let's get straight into this video. We start this build with three main components, the heating oven, boiler and the steam engine, along with pipes, item ducts and all the fluid identifiers. So we need total 8 heating ovens in order to max out a steam generator. And place them in the following formation, like leave a 7 block gap in the middle, then place down 2, leave a 1 block gap and place down 2. So in this way we have total 8 heating ovens, and the boilers will be placed so that their duct or the input duct will face the front side. So here we have 8 boilers like this, and now in the middle place down your steam engine. Now this will be both in the length and the width side, so yeah, it will be exactly in the middle, divided equally on both the length and the width. Connect the top of each boiler so that steam can come out, and the front side of the boilers is where water will go in. So here goes. And now we place item ducts in order for the fuel to go inside the oven. So for the item ducts, pull them out by one more and then connect them like this. So we have connected all of the ovens in pair of 2. Next up, bring up the steam pipe and place down a flow gauge to see how much steam we are producing, and connect them on both the sides like this. Get rid of this connection because we don't want it to turn into steam, and shift right click with the steam fluid identifier. Next, set up the water pipes like this, and finally from the very last duct, it will be set or it will be assigned to the low pressure steam. Connected to the low pressure steam, place down a steam condenser and then another gauge which will be set to water, and this gauge will transfer water into the boilers on both the sides basically. And the condenser is actually enough to convert all of the low pressure steam that we are going to be producing. So it will be a closed system. Next, in order to basically pull the power out, I am using cable drum, but you can also use solid cables if you want to. Now to make the base, I am going to use dense stone and some bricks like nether bricks, fire bricks and the normal bricks, along with their slab and the stone variants. So come out by 3 in the diagonal direction like this, and the base is going to be made of dense stone. So here goes, and make the edge out of any other material than dense stone. So once completed, this will be like 21 by 21. The dense stone part is 19 by 19, and with the concrete it will become 21 by 21. For the pillars, I am using rebar reinforced concrete pillars and make them total 8 high. So on all 4 of the corners we have concrete pillars, and in the middle we will have our brick walls. Now leaving the front side, connect or basically make walls on all of the remaining 3 sides. Just leave the front side intact as we are going to make a gate here. So on the front side, make sure to come out by like 6 blocks on both the sides and make a brick wall, and that will leave a 7 block gap in the middle. So we have a 7 block gap. Cover it up for 1 block using fire bricks, and that will leave a 5 block gap, and in this 5 block gap place down your sliding glass doors. And on the top side cover it with fire bricks, and now we can make the ceiling. The ceiling will be made with dense stone slabs. So make sure to use the top slab and not the bottom slab, because it will be much easier building anything on top of this top slab this way, as we are going to have an entire structure on a ceiling. And world edit will be really useful here. So there goes our ceiling made of dense stone slabs. Now on all of the pillars on both of the open sides, place down fire bricks, as this will suit the theme of the build. And extend this part, the front side, by 1 as well, so it will start looking something like this. Now we have already used nether brick in the previous build, or as I showed you in the intro, so let's do something different for this one. Hence I am going to use the obsidian bricks instead of nether bricks. The obsidian bricks are basically darker, so yeah, even they look good. Next, we have obsidian brick slabs. Place them on all three sides and leave the front side for now. As on the front side, make an overhang, and then you can make any pattern like that you want to. I am not the best build designer, so yeah, I am going with something that looks like this. Next, for the windows on the sides, break a 6 by 2, yeah, a 6 by 2, and then place down your glass panes. Here it won't look good if you use full glass blocks, so yeah, panes will look better on the side like this. And for the two sides that aren't going to have anything else, add some pillars in order to add some detail. On the front side we already have the gate, and on the left side we are going to have stairs which will take us to the top. Next, we are going to use the grate, the steel grate basically, and for that come up by 4 blocks, and on the top of the 4th block place down steel grate, extend by 1, and then extend it all the way. We will use the steel grate to walk around and inspect the top of the build, or basically the top of the boiler, sorry, not the build. And yeah, extend the steel grates on the entire build on one side, bring it all the way to the gate, and on the other side leave it just like where it is. And also place down fence so you don't fall down. Now in the middle where the two windows are, we are going to make a gate in order to access this entire platform. So for this platform I'm going to come out by 3, and this is going to be used in order to make stairs. And on the bottom, in order to basically continue the pattern, I'm going to use obsidian brick stairs. And also use fences if you want, they look good like this. Next, you can use any form of ladder. Here I'm using the one from Melis's doors, and make them going all the way up, and this will be our way in order to access the fuel section, or where the fuel is produced. Now before actually producing fuel, place down a barrel where the water gauge was, and set this barrel to output for now. What this will do is fill up all of the boilers. Now in this setup, as we already have a condenser, once all of the boilers are full, make sure to set the barrel on either input or none, so that no water flows through the barrel. The only water that will flow is through the condenser. Now come to the very top of the build on the terrace, and here we are going to make a second level for fuel. So place down 3 shredders in a following L formation. And on the 4th here, we are going to place an automatic crafting table. Here we are going to make, or basically we are going to turn cobblestone into scrap. And that scrap will be used as a fuel in the oven. So once you have 4 modules like this is the first shredder, the second, the third, and finally the crafting table. So we have to connect pipes in the following order: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the output of the first shredder goes into the input of the second, and here's where crescent hammer will be really useful. So yeah, get rid of any unnecessary connection, connect the second output to the third's input, and finally, once that's done, connect the output of the third shredder going into the automatic crafting table. So that's done for a single module. You have to repeat the same process for all of the modules. And do follow these steps, or when you are making this, be attentive, because a single mistake done here will be like, it's a pain to resolve. So yeah, this part, just do it slowly and carefully. Next, on top of the very cornermost module, place down your Igneous Extruder. And in the Igneous Extruder, also set the bottom side to output. From here, we can connect our first shredder to the Igneous Extruder. The Igneous Extruder, by the way, is the machine which will give us our cobblestone, an infinite cobblestone generator. So set the servo to always output, or the redstone to ignore, that will always output the cobblestone into the shredder. Now connect the second shredder, and in a similar way, we will connect the third and the fourth shredder in order to input cobblestone into them. So the first shredder of every module is now connected to the Igneous Extruder. In order for the Igneous Extruder to produce the maximum cobblestone it can, you have to augment it. By placing these three augments now, the Igneous Extruder will produce 64 cobblestone every operation. So by right clicking the extruder with a single bucket of water and lava, it will start producing cobblestone and they will end up in the shredder. Now we need to pull out the final fuel from the top. So for that, extend the item ducts by 1 and 2. Now this is done so that these item pipes don't interrupt or basically don't clash with the steam pipes that we have. So this is one item duct gone up. Here goes the second one, and make sure to get rid of the connections like this and do the same thing here as well. Extend it by 2 and the other one will extend by 1. So there goes our pipes on the top. Now coming to the terrace or on the top, here extend them by 1 more. And that's one good thing about the pipes is that they allow us to use covers. So using the dense stone brick covers, you can cover up the top side and also if you want the bottom side. So it will look like a full block. It won't look like pipes popping out of nowhere. Next, place down crates behind the pipes like this, not in the front, but on the back side. Now the crates which are on the outside, they are pretty easy to connect. These are the output crates, by the way. Here is where all of our scrap is going to be stored. So here goes our first automatic crafting table, then connect the second one. And for the servo, make sure to set it to ignored so that it always outputs into this crate. For the third and the fourth crate, which are on the inside, you will need to get rid of connections that will form while you are extending the pipes. So once again, make sure to do this step carefully because you don't want to mess it up. And the servo will be set to always output. Now that this is done, we also need to set the servo for each and every shredder. So every shredder on its bottom side will output. So place a servo on the bottom of the shredders, set to redstone ignored. And yeah, with that, our servo section is completed. Now that we have these crates here and they will take a fuel, or basically the pipes which came from down there will take a fuel down. On them set the servo, but leave them as it is. So here the servo will be set to redstone high as we want to control these servos using a wireless signal. For that, I'm using the redstone over radio torches. Set the frequency of these torches to anything that you want. I'm going to use 2 because I used the frequency 1 on the previous build. And here place down the transmitter, the redstone over radio transmitter. And yeah, with a lever, if we flick it on, there goes. By flicking on the lever, you will control the output of every crate and the ovens will start receiving fuel. So in order to actually produce the fuel, which we are talking about scrap, you need to place blades, the shredder blades in each and every shredder, and also a self-charging battery. Even uranium battery will work because shredders, as far as I know, consume 100 HE per second. That is what the uranium battery produces. But still, just for being safe, I'm using the battery tier which is 1 higher than that. And also set the automatic crafting table to produce scrap blocks. So in this way, our crafting table is now producing scrap blocks, and you need to do this process for all remaining 3 modules. So all 4 of the modules will have shredder blades and the automatic crafting table will be set to produce scrap blocks. Next, encase this entire setup. Like, you can even leave it out in the open if you want to. You can make a shed like looking structure on the top and leave it out in the bottom if that's what you like to see. But you can enclose it like this with 4 high brick walls and a single obsidian brick wall on the very lowermost side. And here I am making stairs in order to access the top part, which can be used for placing down cooling towers if you want to. And with this, our build is actually complete. Now I would recommend you to wait and like wait for the crates to fill up with scrap. Once the crates have like at least they are half full, you can flick on the lever and that will start sending fuel to the boilers, sorry, the oven, and the basically the entire setup will start producing power. So yeah, as you can see, water is perfectly looping in. It's a closed system and this entire thing is working perfectly. If you want to remove the condenser, then you can take the low pressure steam and vent it out using flare stacks and yeah, have a constant supply of water going in to compensate. So I hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. If you did, do smash that like button and also subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Peace out.
Invincible.